What's up, YouTube? Cartels123 here, doing our quick deck profile for the deck that we were talking about before, the blue-white Azorius control. It's just going to be a really quick deck profile. I'm not going to make it really last that long. Just for quick, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 planes. We have 7 islands and just some lands. We have 4 Glacial Fortress. We have 1 Hollowed Fountain. Trust me, I wish I had more. Then we just have like a Darker Waste, just for, that extra blue or white and an Azorius Guildgate. Now I know I definitely want to have 4 Azorius Guildgate, or sorry, Azorius Hollow Fountains, but sadly I have not been able to get my hands on any more. So go on with the creatures. We have our 2 Judges Familiar. They're just your 1 for a 1/1 flying that can counter a card, instant or sorcery if need be. It has countered a card for me before. We have 2 Serum Vision just for some draw and scry, so I can say, well, I don't really need those cards, or I need this one but not this one, so it does help out. We have 4 Inaction Injunction. It is in there just so I can, I can detain something, but it does draw me that card as well. We have 1 Jace's Archivist. It is in there just for draw. 1 Cackling Counterpart to say, I play this, now I detain a creature because I copied a creature that has a detain ability. 1 Biomass Mutation. I count this as blue because it's not a blue-white card. And most of the time your little dudes are like 2/1s or maybe a 2/2 or something like that. If your opponent attacks, you can play this, make him huge, block into other creatures. And like an Azorius is the last blue card. It is just a combat trick. For the most part, you don't want to play it all that often because your opponent's just going to know, oh, well, he has 4 mana. He's probably going to have the Azorius. For our white cards, we have 3 Azorius Arrestor, 2 for 2/1, it's gains. 2 Lay of Decree, it detains 2 card creatures your opponent controls. We have 3 Azorius Justicar, however you pronounce this card. Pretty awesome, 4 for 2/2 that detains up to 2 guys. 1 Martial Law, I love this. I really want to play 2, like I have a second one. I don't really know what to take out for it though, but I mean, to be able to say, for 4 it locks down something, and then if your opponent brings out something that's better than it, you can choose to lock down something else. So Martial Law, sit card, absolutely love it. Here's that Gideon that we were talking about before. I don't really need to explain him why he's in the deck because, if you want to, just watch the video before this one. 1 is Deputy. It has flash, so I can flash it into play and return 1 of my detainers and block. So, I mean, it's a nice surprise card. 2 Azorius Charms. It's the charm that does everything. It draws you a card, it gives all your dudes lifelink, or it bounces the creature on top of your opponent's deck. We have 3 Lief Sky Knights. This is this guy, like, he can be pinged a lot really easily, but to be able to detain and then attack in the air, pretty awesome. 2 Detention Spheres. I don't really need to run any Oblivion Rings. I love Detention Sphere more because I can hit more than 1 creature with the Detention Spheres. Another nice thing about this is if you're playing against a token deck, I do believe this works if your opponent brings out Silencia. If they bring out a bunch of worm tokens, that just, because they're just called worm, you play this on a worm token, remove all the worm tokens from the game. So this can really help out with certain tokens. 2 Grand Arbiter Augustine the Fourth. This makes all your stuff cost so much less and makes your opponent cost 1 more. All my friends absolutely hate this card, especially my friend who plays Orzhov. Super awesome card. Just love it. Best friend of the deck. We're playing 3 Supreme Verdict. We have to play the Supreme Verdict because this deck is the kind of, it has a bunch of little weenie guys in it, but you don't have flanking and stuff like that, so you really gotta destroy the field in order to really get back in the game. 2 of Lavinia the 10th. She is pro red and detains everything for her last, so for the most part, it's just going to detain everything. 1 Venser. Again, I explained Venser in the last video. If you want to go see it, link in the description below. 1 Spira, just for some draw. It really puts your opponent in a bind. Do I really want to attack, let them gain cards, or do I just want to not attack and let them just detain my creatures? So, like, one of these, pretty awesome. And finally, 1 Sphinx's Revelation. I would love to play more. Don't get me wrong. This card, I believe, is not that great at 1. Like, it's a fantastic card, still at 1. But, I mean, it's a lot better at more than 1. That is the deck profile. If you guys can make some changes into it, other than, put more Hollow Fountains and more Sphinx's Revelations into it, I would definitely be appreciated. If you guys have any Sphinx's Revelations or Hollowed Fountains for a decent price, let me know and I will see what I can do. But that is the end of the deck profile. This is Kratos123. I guess signing out. We'll end it there.